Imagine a young boy hustling through the tough streets of North Memphis, surrounded by the harsh realities of poverty and crime. This is the world where Mario Mims, better known as Yo Gotti, was born and raised. Growing up in the Ridgecrest Apartments, one of the most notorious housing projects in the city, Gotti's early life was a constant battle against the odds. Born on May 19, 1981, he was the product of a gritty environment where survival was the primary goal. His family life was far from easy. Gotti's mother was a hustler, running her own operations in the neighborhood, while his father was involved in similar activities. This environment exposed Gotti to the harsh realities of life at an early age. But instead of succumbing to the pressures around him, he learned to navigate them. His family instilled in him a sense of resilience and a hustler's mentality, traits that would serve him well in the years to come. As a child, Gotti was no stranger to the struggles that came with living in a low-income neighborhood. He saw firsthand the effects of crime, drugs, and violence that plagued his community. These experiences shaped his worldview and laid the foundation for the themes that would later dominate his music. Yet, despite the challenges, Gotti found solace in music. The vibrant Memphis rap scene, heavily influenced by pioneers like 8-Ball MJG and 3-6 Mafia, provided a soundtrack to his life. These local legends not only inspired him but also showed him that it was possible to rise above the circumstances and make something of himself. By the time Gotti was in his early teens, he was already hustling on the streets, mirroring the actions of those around him. But he wasn't just hustling for money, he was hustling for a way out. He recognized that music could be his ticket to a better life. Driven by a desire to escape the traps of his environment, Gotti began to channel his experiences into his music. He started recording rhymes and putting together mixtapes, laying the groundwork for what would become an illustrious career. Gotti's first major foray into music came when he was just 14 years old. Inspired by the success of Memphis rap legends, he adopted the stage name Lil Yo and started making a name for himself in the local scene. His debut mixtape, Youngsta's on a Come Up, dropped in 1996, offering a raw and unfiltered glimpse into the life of a young hustler. This mixtape, though rough around the edges, captured the attention of those in the local rap scene, establishing Gotti as a force to be reckoned with. Youngsta's on a Come Up wasn't just a mixtape, it was a statement. It showcased Gotti's gritty storytelling ability, his knack for capturing the harsh realities of street life, and his undeniable charisma. He wasn't just rapping about the streets, he was living them. The authenticity in his lyrics resonated with listeners, many of whom were living through the same struggles. This connection with his audience would become a hallmark of Gotti's music throughout his career. Despite the early success, Gotti's path was far from easy. The late 90s and early 2000s were a tumultuous time in Memphis, with the city's rap scene facing significant challenges, including violence and limited opportunities for mainstream exposure. But Gotti was determined to make it. He continued to grind, recording more music and honing his craft, all while navigating the perils of street life. His early mixtapes, including From DA Dope Game to Da Rap Game and Self-Explanatory, further solidified his reputation in Memphis. These projects showcased a young artist who was growing both lyrically and personally, turning his pain into poetry. Gotti's ability to paint vivid pictures of street life, combined with his relentless work ethic, earned him respect in the local rap community. However, the mainstream success he craved was still elusive. But Gotti was nothing if not persistent. He knew that in order to break into the industry, he had to differentiate himself. So he started to experiment with his sound, blending the gritty, hardcore elements of Memphis rap with more accessible beats and hooks. This approach not only helped him stand out, but also broadened his appeal beyond the streets of Memphis. As Gotti's reputation grew, so did his ambitions. He was no longer content with just being a local legend, he wanted to take his music to a national level. And with each new mixtape, he inched closer to that goal. But the journey was just beginning, and the road ahead would be filled with both triumphs and challenges. As the 2000s dawned, Yo Gotti was steadily building his reputation in Memphis. His mixtapes were making waves in the local scene, and his name was becoming synonymous with the raw, unfiltered tales of street life that defined his music. But for Gotti, success was about more than just fame, it was about survival. The streets of Memphis were unforgiving, and Gotti knew that he needed to make his mark in the rap game if he wanted to escape the cycle of hustling that had claimed so many of his peers. Gotti's breakthrough came with the release of his 2003 album, Life. This project was a defining moment in his career. Unlike his previous mixtapes, Life was more polished and focused, showcasing Gotti's growth as an artist. The album featured gritty tracks that painted a vivid picture of the challenges he faced in the streets, but it also offered glimpses of his aspirations and dreams. Songs like Dirty South Soldiers and Cold Blooded resonated with listeners who had lived similar lives, and they cemented Gotti's reputation as a voice for the streets. But what really set Gotti apart during this time was his relentless work ethic. He wasn't just dropping albums, he was flooding the streets with mixtapes, each one more impactful than the last. His mixtapes became the soundtrack for a generation of hustlers and dreamers, with Gotti's voice providing both a warning and a guide for those navigating the same treacherous waters. One of the most significant of these mixtapes was I Am, released in 2006. This project was a game-changer for Gotti. It wasn't just the raw, unfiltered content that resonated with fans, it was the way Gotti used the mixtape to tell his story. I Am was a declaration of identity, a statement that Gotti was not just a rapper, but a force to be reckoned with. The mixtape featured some of Gotti's most iconic tracks, including Full Time and Gangsta Party, both of which highlighted his ability to blend street narratives with catchy hooks. I Am also marked a turning point in Gotti's career. It was around this time that he began to see the potential for his music to reach beyond the streets of Memphis. He started to connect with DJs and producers outside of his hometown, expanding his reach and introducing his music to new audiences. This was a crucial step in his journey, as it allowed him to build a network that would later support his rise to mainstream success. However, Gotti's ascent wasn't without its challenges. The rap game in the mid-2000s was highly competitive, with artists from all over the South vying for attention. But Gotti had something that set him apart: authenticity. While many rappers of the time were focused on flashy lifestyles and materialism, Gotti stayed true to his roots, using his music to reflect the harsh realities of life in the streets. This authenticity resonated with fans who saw Gotti as one of their own, a hustler who had made it out but hadn't forgotten where he came from. Another key to Gotti's success during this period was his ability to adapt. He understood that in order to grow as an artist, he needed to evolve his sound. So he started experimenting with different styles, incorporating elements of trap, crunk, and southern hip-hop into his music. This experimentation paid off, as it allowed Gotti to create a unique sound that set him apart from his peers. By the late 2000s, Gotti was no longer just a local hero, he was a rising star in the southern rap scene. His mixtapes were circulating far beyond Memphis, and his music was starting to catch the attention of major record labels. But Gotti wasn't content with just being a regional star, he wanted to make a mark on the national stage. In 2009, Gotti took another major step forward with the release of his mixtape Cocaine Music. This project was a bold statement, both in terms of its content and its title. Cocaine Music was unapologetically raw, with Gotti delving deep into the dark realities of the drug trade and street life. But it was also a reflection of his ambition. Gotti wasn't just telling stories, he was creating a brand, one that would become synonymous with the gritty, unfiltered truth of the streets. Cocaine Music was a critical success, and it further solidified Gotti's reputation as one of the most authentic voices in Southern rap. The mixtape's success led to the creation of a series, with Gotti releasing multiple Cocaine Music tapes over the next few years. Each installment in the series built on the last, with Gotti refining his sound and expanding his reach. But perhaps the most significant aspect of the Cocaine Music series was the way it positioned Gotti as a leader in the rap game. Through these mixtapes, Gotti wasn't just telling his story, he was telling the story of a generation of hustlers who had faced similar struggles. This connection with his audience was powerful, and it helped to establish Gotti as a voice for those who felt unheard and overlooked. As the 2010s approached, Yo Gotti was poised for even greater success. He had laid the foundation with his mixtapes and independent albums, and now he was ready to take his career to the next level. But the journey ahead would be anything but easy. The rap game was changing, and Gotti would need to navigate new challenges as he worked to solidify his place in the industry. By the time the 2010s rolled around, Yo Gotti had already made a name for himself in the streets and across the southern rap scene. His mixtapes had built a loyal fan base, and his reputation as a street poet was solidified. But for Gotti, the next step was breaking into the mainstream, a goal that required not just talent, but strategic moves and a relentless drive. In 2006, Yo Gotti released Back 2 Basics, an album that marked a significant turning point in his career. This project was a departure from his earlier, grittier mixtapes, presenting a more polished sound that appealed to a broader audience. While it still contained the raw storytelling that fans had come to expect, Back to Da Basics also showcased Gotti's ability to craft tracks with mainstream appeal. The album was a critical success, and tracks like I Got Them and That's What's Up became regional hits. Back to Da Basics wasn't just a statement, it was proof that Gotti could compete with the biggest names in the industry. The project caught the attention of major labels, leading to a distribution deal with RCA Records. This was a major milestone for Gotti, as it provided him with the platform he needed to reach a national audience. Gotti's ascent continued with the release of his next major project, Live from the Kitchen, in 2012. This album was a long time in the making, and its release was highly anticipated by fans who had followed Gotti's journey from the underground to the mainstream. Live from the Kitchen delivered on all fronts, offering a mix of street anthems and more commercially viable tracks that showcased Gotti's versatility as an artist. One of the standout tracks from the album was Five Star, a song that became a major hit and introduced Gotti to a wider audience. Five Star wasn't just a catchy tune, it was an anthem for anyone striving for excellence in their own lives. The track's success helped propel Live from the Kitchen onto the Billboard charts, solidifying Gotti's place in the mainstream rap landscape. Another significant track from the album was Women Lie, Men Lie featuring Lil Wayne. This collaboration was a big moment for Gotti, as it paired him with one of the biggest names in hip-hop. The song was a testament to Gotti's growing influence in the industry and his ability to work alongside the genre's elite. Women Lie, Men Lie became a fan favorite and further boosted Gotti's profile. But Live from the Kitchen wasn't just about commercial success, it was also a reflection of Gotti's growth as an artist. The album explored themes of loyalty, betrayal, and the harsh realities of street life, all delivered with Gotti's signature authenticity. Tracks like We Can Get It On and Cases showcased his ability to blend introspective storytelling with hard-hitting beats, creating music that resonated with listeners on multiple levels. Despite the success of Live from the Kitchen, Gotti faced challenges during this period. The album's release was delayed multiple times due to label issues, and when it finally dropped, Gotti was disappointed with the lack of promotion it received from RCA. This experience was a turning point for Gotti, reinforcing his belief in the importance of maintaining control over his own career. Determined to avoid similar setbacks in the future, Gotti decided to take a more hands-on approach to his music. He began to focus on building his own label, CMG Collective Music Group, which he had founded a few years earlier. CMG would become a central part of Gotti's strategy moving forward, allowing him to not only release his own music on his own terms, but also to sign and develop new artists. The formation of CMG was a game-changer for Gotti. It allowed him to operate independently of the traditional label system, giving him the freedom to make decisions that were in the best interest of his career. Under CMG, Gotti began to release music more frequently, including several installments of his Cocaine Music series, which continued to build his fan base and solidify his status as one of the most consistent artists in the game. In addition to releasing his own music, Gotti also used CMG as a platform to mentor and sign new talent. One of the first major successes under the CMG banner was the signing of Moneybagg Yo, a rising star from Memphis who quickly became one of the most promising voices in Southern rap. Gotti's ability to spot and nurture talent would become one of his defining traits as a label boss, helping to secure CMG's place as a powerhouse in the industry. As Gotti's influence grew, so did his ambitions. He began to expand his business ventures beyond music, investing in real estate and other entrepreneurial endeavors. This diversification was a reflection of Gotti's long-term vision for his career. He wasn't just thinking about the next hit song, but about building a legacy that would endure beyond his time in the spotlight. Gotti's business acumen didn't go unnoticed. He became known not just as a rapper, but as a savvy entrepreneur with a keen understanding of the industry. His success with CMG and his various investments earned him respect, not only from his peers in hip-hop, but also from business leaders in other fields. By the mid-2010s, Yo Gotti had firmly established himself as a force in both the music and business worlds. His ability to navigate the complexities of the industry while staying true to his roots made him a role model for aspiring artists and entrepreneurs alike. But despite all his success, Gotti knew that the journey was far from over. He was just getting started, and the next chapter of his career would be defined by even greater achievements and challenges. As Yo Gotti's career progressed, his vision extended far beyond just making music. He recognized that true power in the industry came from ownership and the ability to control his own destiny. With this mindset, Gotti began to solidify his role, not just as a rapper, but as a mogul leader with the ability to shape the future of hip-hop through his entrepreneurial ventures and his label, CMG Collective Music Group. CMG was more than just a record label, it was a movement. Gotti founded the label with the intention of creating opportunities for artists who, like him, came from the streets and needed a platform to showcase their talents. He understood the struggles of breaking into the industry, especially for artists without significant backing or connections. CMG was designed to be that bridge, offering a way for talented individuals to bypass the traditional gatekeepers and get their music directly to the people. One of the earliest and most significant artists to come under the CMG banner was Moneybagg Yo. Hailing from the same Memphis streets as Gotti, Moneybagg Yo embodied the raw talent and street sensibility that Gotti had been looking for. Gotti recognized Moneybagg's potential early on and took him under his wing, providing the guidance and resources needed to elevate his career. The partnership paid off in a big way, as Moneybagg Yo quickly rose to prominence with hits like Said Some and Time Served, becoming one of the most successful rappers of his generation. Gotti's mentorship of Moneybagg Yo wasn't just about business, it was about legacy. By helping to cultivate the next generation of stars, Gotti was ensuring that his influence on the hip-hop industry would extend far beyond his own music. This approach was reflective of Gotti's broader vision for CMG to create a label that wasn't just about selling records, but about building a lasting impact on the culture. Under Gotti's leadership, CMG expanded rapidly, signing a roster of artists who would go on to achieve significant success in their own right. Blac Youngsta, another Memphis native, was among those who benefited from Gotti's guidance. Known for his energetic style and flamboyant personality, Blac Youngsta brought a new dynamic to CMG, adding to the label's growing influence in the southern rap scene. Gotti's approach to running CMG was hands-on. He wasn't just a distant executive, he was deeply involved in the creative process, working closely with his artists to help them develop their sound and navigate the complexities of the music industry. This level of involvement was crucial in creating a sense of family within the label, where artists felt supported and motivated to succeed. Gotti's leadership style fostered loyalty and respect, both of which were key to CMG's success. But Gotti's ambitions didn't stop at music. He understood that true wealth and influence came from diversifying one's portfolio, so he began to branch out into other business ventures. Real estate was one of Gotti's primary interests outside of music. He made strategic investments in properties across the country, building a substantial real estate portfolio that added to his financial stability and long-term wealth. These investments were more than just business moves, they were a reflection of Gotti's growth and evolution as a person. Coming from a background where financial stability was never guaranteed, Gotti was determined to build a future where he could provide for his family and community. His success in real estate and other ventures demonstrated his ability to think beyond the immediate and plan for the future, a trait that has been crucial to his longevity in the music industry. Gotti's business acumen also led to partnerships with major brands and corporations. He understood the importance of aligning himself with companies that shared his values and could help expand his reach. One of the most notable partnerships was with Roc Nation, the entertainment company founded by Jay-Z. This alliance provided Gotti with additional resources and support, further solidifying his position as a major player in the industry. In addition to his business ventures, Gotti also became increasingly involved in philanthropy and community outreach. He never forgot where he came from, and he used his platform to give back to the communities that has supported him throughout his career. Whether through donations, mentorship programs, or speaking engagements, Gotti made it a priority to invest in the next generation and help uplift those who were facing the same struggles he once did. Through CMG, Gotti not only provided opportunities for artists, but also created a blueprint for how to succeed in the industry on your own terms. His emphasis on ownership, independence, and giving back to the community resonated with many in the hip-hop world, inspiring a new wave of artists and entrepreneurs to follow in his footsteps. As the 2010s came to a close, CMG had firmly established itself as one of the most influential labels in the rap game. With a roster of successful artists, strategic business ventures, and a commitment to community empowerment, Yo Gotti had transformed himself from a street hustler to a mogul, a true kingpin of the industry. But despite all his success, Gotti remained grounded in the values that had gotten him this far. He continued to approach his career with the same hustle and determination that he had when he was just a young kid in Memphis, trying to make a name for himself. This relentless drive is what has kept Gotti at the top of his game for so many years, and it's what will continue to propel him forward as he enters the next phase of his career. As Yo Gotti's career soared to new heights, he faced challenges that tested his resilience and determination. The life of a hip-hop mogul is never without its trials, and for Gotti, the journey was as much about overcoming obstacles as it was about enjoying the fruits of his labor. Throughout his career, Gotti has been no stranger to controversy, whether it involved legal battles, industry politics, or personal conflicts. Yet, it is his ability to navigate these challenges while maintaining his integrity that has solidified his status as a respected figure in the hip-hop community. One of the most significant challenges Gotti faced came in the form of legal troubles. As an artist who had always remained close to the streets, Gotti found himself entangled in situations that threatened to derail his career. In the late 2000s and early 2010s, Gotti faced multiple legal issues, including arrests related to violence and other charges. These incidents brought negative attention and posed a risk to his growing empire. However, Gotti's response to these challenges demonstrated his maturity and strategic thinking. Rather than allowing these setbacks to define him, he used them as fuel to push even harder in his career. Gotti's ability to bounce back from adversity is a testament to his character. He didn't shy away from the controversies. Instead, he confronted them head-on, often addressing them in his music. Tracks like I Am and The Art of Hustle reflect his struggles and the lessons he's learned from them. By being transparent with his audience about his experiences, Gotti not only humanized himself but also strengthened the bond with his fans. They saw him not just as a successful artist, but as someone who had faced the same challenges they did and came out on the other side stronger. Another significant challenge Gotti faced was the competitive nature of the rap industry. As an artist from Memphis, a city not traditionally known for producing mainstream stars, Gotti had to work twice as hard to gain recognition on a national level. The southern rap scene, while vibrant, was often overshadowed by the dominance of artists from Atlanta, New York, and Los Angeles. Gotti's rise to prominence in this landscape was a testament to his relentless work ethic and strategic moves. One of the ways Gotti navigated the competitive pressures of the industry was by forging alliances with other influential figures in hip-hop. His partnership with Jay-Z and Roc Nation is a prime example of this strategy. By aligning himself with one of the most powerful entities in the music business, Gotti was able to elevate his career and secure resources that would help him compete on a larger scale. This move also positioned Gotti as a bridge between the streets and the boardroom, showcasing his ability to navigate both worlds effectively. Gotti's involvement in industry politics also brought its own set of challenges. As someone who has always been vocal about his beliefs, Gotti wasn't afraid to speak out on issues affecting the rap community. Whether it was addressing systemic injustices or advocating for artists' rights, Gotti used his platform to bring attention to important causes. This activism sometimes put him at odds with others in the industry, but Gotti's commitment to his principles remained unwavering. Perhaps one of the most high-profile controversies involving Gotti was his long-standing feud with fellow Memphis rapper Young Dolph. The rivalry between the two artists, which reportedly stemmed from personal and professional differences, escalated over the years and was marked by diss tracks, public statements, and even violent incidents. The feud reached a peak in 2017 when Young Dolph was shot in Los Angeles, an incident that many speculated was connected to the ongoing tensions between the two camps. Despite the intensity of the feud, Gotti remained focused on his business and music. He avoided getting too deeply embroiled in the drama, instead choosing to focus on his career and the success of CMG. This approach not only helped Gotti maintain his momentum, but also demonstrated his ability to stay above the fray in a notoriously volatile industry. As Gotti continued to navigate these challenges, his music evolved to reflect his growth as both an artist and a person. Albums like I Still Am and Untrapped showcased a more reflective side of Gotti, with tracks that delved into his thoughts on fame, success, and the pressures of maintaining his position in the industry. These projects were critically acclaimed, further solidifying Gotti's reputation as an artist with depth and substance. Gotti's ability to overcome adversity and continue thriving in the face of challenges is a key part of his legacy. He has shown that it's not just about how you start, but how you finish, and Gotti's finish has been nothing short of triumphant. His story is one of perseverance, resilience, and the determination to succeed against all odds. As Gotti looks to the future, he remains committed to his craft and his business ventures. He continues to release music that resonates with fans old and new, and his influence on the industry shows no signs of waning. But perhaps more importantly, Gotti's journey serves as an inspiration to others, proving that with hard work and a relentless drive, it's possible to overcome any obstacle. As the years have passed, Yo Gotti's influence on the hip-hop industry has only grown stronger. His journey from the streets of Memphis to becoming a respected mogul and cultural icon is a testament to his relentless drive and strategic vision. But beyond the accolades, chart-topping hits, and business ventures, Gotti's legacy is rooted in something deeper: his impact on the culture and the doors he has opened for the next generation of artists. One of the most significant aspects of Gotti's legacy is his role in shaping the sound and narrative of Southern rap. While Memphis had always been a hub for underground hip-hop, it was Gotti who helped bring the city's gritty, street-oriented style to the mainstream. Through his music, Gotti painted vivid pictures of life in the streets, offering a raw and unfiltered look at the struggles and triumphs of those who live it. His authenticity and ability to articulate the realities of street life resonated with listeners across the country, making him a voice for the voiceless. Gotti's influence can be heard in the work of countless artists who have followed in his footsteps. From his prodigies like Moneybagg Yo and Blac Youngsta to other rising stars in the industry, Gotti's impact on hip-hop is undeniable. His emphasis on staying true to one's roots, coupled with his business acumen, has inspired a new wave of artists to pursue success on their own terms. Many of today's most successful rappers cite Gotti as a major influence, not just for his music, but for his approach to the business side of the industry. Through his label, CMG Collective Music Group, Gotti has played a crucial role in nurturing and promoting new talent. His ability to identify and develop artists with unique voices and perspectives has helped CMG become one of the most respected labels in the industry. Under Gotti's leadership, CMG has produced multiple platinum-selling artists and chart-topping albums, solidifying its reputation as a powerhouse in hip-hop. But Gotti's legacy extends beyond music. His success as an entrepreneur has made him a role model for artists looking to expand their influence beyond the recording studio. Gotti's ventures into real estate, brand partnerships, and other businesses have shown that there are multiple avenues to success in the industry. By diversifying his portfolio and investing in long-term wealth-building opportunities, Gotti has set an example for how artists can secure their financial futures. In addition to his business ventures, Gotti has also made a significant impact through his philanthropic efforts. He has been involved in various initiatives aimed at giving back to the community, particularly in his hometown of Memphis. Whether it's through donations, youth mentorship programs, or advocating for social justice, Gotti has used his platform to make a positive difference in the lives of others. His commitment to his community is a reflection of the values that have guided him throughout his career: loyalty, integrity, and a desire to uplift those around him. As Yo Gotti continues to evolve as an artist and entrepreneur, his influence on the culture remains as strong as ever. He continues to release music that resonates with both his core fans and new listeners, ensuring that his voice remains relevant in an ever-changing industry. Projects like Untrapped showcase Gotti's ability to adapt to the times while staying true to the themes that have defined his career: hustle, perseverance, and authenticity. Looking to the future, Gotti shows no signs of slowing down. He remains actively involved in the music industry, not just as an artist, but as a mentor and executive. His vision for CMG continues to expand, with plans to sign and develop even more talent. Gotti's entrepreneurial spirit also drives him to explore new opportunities, whether in music, business, or philanthropy. His ability to constantly reinvent himself and find new ways to impact the culture is a key part of what makes him such an enduring figure in hip-hop. Gotti's story is one of transformation from a young hustler in Memphis to a hip-hop mogul with global influence. But more than that, it's a story of empowerment. Through his music, his business ventures, and his community efforts, Gotti has shown that it's possible to rise above one's circumstances and create a legacy that transcends generations. In the world of hip-hop, where the line between success and failure can be razor thin, Gotti's longevity is a rare achievement. His ability to stay relevant, adapt to changes, and continuously find new ways to succeed is a testament to his intelligence, work ethic, and passion for the culture. As new generations of artists emerge, they will undoubtedly look to Gotti's career as a blueprint for how to navigate the industry while staying true to oneself. In conclusion, Yo Gotti's impact on hip-hop and beyond is profound. He has not only left an indelible mark on the music industry, but has also set a powerful example for how to build a lasting legacy. His journey from the streets to the boardroom is a testament to what can be achieved through hard work, determination, and a clear vision. As he continues to make moves in the industry and beyond, there's no doubt that Yo Gotti's influence will be felt for years to come, both in the music he creates and in the lives he touches.